Well, here's one for maximizing an efficiency. If you have an earbud and then you have a second one, and these are wireless, so you need to charge them. One earbud always goes out before the other one. So you start charging the one earbud that goes out while using the one that has to stay charged. If you could break down any machine, and so its weakest point, just as the saltiest point of the ocean could be rendered with like the most, was a black cop car. I was talking to a female cop earlier, and a male cop ran up behind her, and I looked like she was giving her backup because I was near. So that was an interesting scenario. Last time I saw a black cop car, it was her. So now I had to check, but I missed it too quick because we were talking about salt. I saw a woman's shirt said "Stay salty," so here's my best take on it. So yeah, if you can break apart a machine, look at water as a machine. How much is the saltiest one in it, and see how much cubic inches around it it would take in the ocean for it to freeze. Because 32 degrees for a freeze point of any liquid isn't a logistic when it comes to sea salt, and all the sea is different centigrades of salt. So there's a double entendre, catch-22. So yesterday I was being brutally honest. I was so cruel. Oh man, terrible stuff. But anyways, this was one point where I was like, the economy is focused on adjuvant, and anyone who buys into it is a peddler of. I was meant to say, by and large, it's based off of middlemen getting extra favors, and then it trickles down to politicians rendering rings that are syndicated through illegal activities, and then no one talks about it because the media's sugar daddies are the politicians, because that's how they make money easily. And so then when you can have a freezing point in salt water, this water will be frozen at a lower temperature and still be liquid. You'll have to get much lower temperature for the water to freeze if it's salt. So instead of like a freezing point at 32 degrees, you'd have to be, if it's really salty water, water would freeze at maybe 18 degrees if it's super salty. What's the saltiest point? Are you recording? It's the saltiest point of the ocean. That's a statistic. It's almost as hard to find as the brightest star at any given split second, if you were to calculate that. And this is an aim that is a literal thing, but it's a dynamic that is fabricated so sparsely that the ability for measurements isn't there yet. Day of age of 200s, 2020s, what have you. We have a hard time handling jaywalkers. I'm one of them, and I'll do it all day, because when I click a button for a crosswalk, I think it's really funny if you click a button and then walk. No, you that's if you were trusting the system and were really bullheaded. You've got to hit the button and then wait. It'll show you a white walking sign. Within 5 seconds of seeing that white walking sign, that means you're clear to start. It'll start with a orange hand. Next to the orange hand will have a countdown of 18 seconds. At this point, any cars making a left or a right hand turn into the crosswalk where you're walking are free range, wide open to come and blindside you. And so, given that fact, I'm a jaywalker until something gets cleared up, mainly not getting hit by a vehicle. I've lost probably a few friends from vehicle accidents, and this is nothing short of a great example of how bad our measurements and calculations are. Emphasis on maximizing efficiency, well, that's lackluster at best.